All right, let's talk about the one thing that gives almost every Japanese learner nightmares, kanji. It feels like this giant, impossible mountain you have to climb, right? Well, what if I told you there's a secret path, a real shortcut that can completely change the game? That's exactly what we're going to break down today. You know the feeling. You're doing great with the grammar, you're picking up new words, everything's clicking, and then you hit the kanji wall. Suddenly, there are thousands of characters, each with multiple ways to read them. It's honestly the #1 reason people feel like they're just not getting anywhere.
But here's the thing. You can relax. Seriously. Because if you're a Korean speaker, you're walking into this with a massive advantage. You have a special weapon in your back pocket that most other learners would kill for. And we're about to figure out exactly what it is.
Yep, that's it. Your secret weapon is the Korean language itself. This isn't just a small leg up, it's a huge head start. Believe it or not, you've been training for Japanese kanji this whole time without even knowing it.
So where does this weapon come from? Well, it's all about history. For centuries, Korea, Japan, and China all used the same set of characters. And because of that shared history, the way we pronounce the words that come from those characters is, you guessed it, incredibly similar. There's a built-in connection just waiting for you to use it.
Now, to use this weapon effectively, we need to know the enemy. Every kanji has two main types of readings. First, there's Onyomi, which is the sound-based reading that originally came from Chinese. Then there's Kunyomi, the meaning-based reading that's native to Japan. This difference is what trips everybody up.
And this is where it all clicks into place. Your secret weapon is aimed squarely at Onyomi, the sound-based readings. If you can just focus on this one piece of the puzzle, you're going to see progress faster than you ever thought possible. Okay, enough with the theory. Let's see how this actually works in the real world. We're going to take one super common character and use it to crack the entire code.
Our key character is going to be this one, east. In Korean, you know this as dong, dong. You see it all over the place, which makes it the perfect example for us to break down.
And here it is. This is the magic moment. Just look at this chart. The Korean reading is dong. The Japanese onyomi is tol. The Chinese is dung. It's not just similar, it's practically the same sound with a slightly different accent. Once you see it, you can't unsee it.
This brings us to the golden rule, the absolute key to this whole thing. If you know the Korean sound for a Hanja, you can make a super educated guess for its Japanese onyomi. Your knowledge of Korean literally becomes a bridge to understanding Japanese.
And look how this plays out in actual words. The Korean dong sound consistently becomes the Japanese to. Gyeokdong? That's Kyokuto. Donghei? Tokai. See the pattern? It's the same thing over and over. You're not just blindly memorizing anymore, you're starting to decode the system.
Okay, I know what you're thinking. This onyomi trick is amazing, but what about the other one? What about kunyomi? It's a fair question, and it's the next piece of our strategy.
So here's the breakdown. Onyomi is systematic, it's predictable, and it's linked to Korean. Kunyomi, on the other hand, is the original Japanese word for that concept, in this case higashi for east. It's irregular and has no connection to the Korean sound. It's a completely different animal.
And that's the most important thing to remember. One of the biggest mistakes beginners make is trying to find a rule for kunyomi. Don't do it! The best way to learn these is to treat them like any other new vocabulary word. You pick them up through reading and listening through context.
So, now that we know all this, how do we turn it into a real study plan? A strategy that you can actually use to start making progress today? Let's lay it all out. Here it is, your new, smarter way to learn kanji. First, when you learn a new character, always learn the Korean and the Japanese onyomi together, like a pair. Second, build up your confidence in vocabulary by focusing on words that use that onyomi reading. You'll see the pattern everywhere. And third, save kunyomi for later. Let those come to you naturally, through context, just like any other word.
So once you shift your thinking like this, kanji stops being that impossible wall. It actually becomes a bridge, connecting the language you already know directly to Japanese. The thing you thought was your biggest hurdle has just become your greatest strength. Makes you wonder what other shortcuts are out there, doesn't it?